another video. So this video, folks.
Oh, wait a minute. Before we do this, I got one thing to say. And every one of you people, if you have a neighbor, unless you're living on a farm someplace, you know about the neighbor that gets on your last stinking nerve. This neighbor, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say his name. If Ronnie said his name, I might hum. No, I'm kidding. But this guy got on my last nerve. And if you're watching, I'll still cut your grass. But I have to tell you a story. This is like a 2-minute story till we get to the right video. Here we go. This guy for years, since we moved down here, has been trying to grow grass. And you know who you are. If you see this video, I'm probably not going to have nobody to cut their grass, at least lose one customer. I don't really care.
Good
but
Lord.
But anyway, he's been trying to grow grass for years. He had me seed his lawn. We tore up the soil. We put new soil down. Told him to water it. One of the neighbors told me after I did his lawn, he said, John, he says, you did a hell of a job. He says, that man's been trying to grow grass ever since he lived around here. And I said, how long is that? And he says, well, probably before Jesus. He says, he can't grow grass. He said, he goes, it was like you were walking on water out there. He says, he got grass all over the place. His lawn is bright green. And toward the end of the season, he just decided, I guess his water bill went up a little on the higher side, so he decided, now, we're not talking, some of you people might have acres or farmland. We're talking a 20 by 30, 30 by 30 piece of ground right in front of your step. 20 feet by 20 feet, 30 feet by 30 feet. We're not talking acreage. He just decided he didn't want to water it no more, and it all turned brown and crusty. Looked like my Eleanor's center to the left toe. She had a crusty toe. But anyway, it all turned brown. It died. So he obviously thought that I didn't do a good enough job explaining to him how to take care of his grass. So he got Ronnie always calls them, we call them jackleggers.
Jacklegs.
Yeah, he got jacklegs. He got these people come throw seed down. They were like them guys of the old westerns selling. Let me sell you a potion. I'll make your grass grow. This man has spent hundreds of dollars to get his grass grow through the years since we lived here, and his grass doesn't grow. He just burns the shit out of it, does stupid shit. So, make a long story short, he's asked me this year, he says, John, could you cut my grass? Because I guess the other guy was just coming cutting it every 2 weeks. But see, he didn't like that because he was trying to save $1. So he likes to go 3 and 4 weeks and then do a cut. Me personally, I don't care because I live next door to him. I cut anything he wants for $38 plus tax. So he says, he turns around and I just cut his lawn 2 weeks ago. Maybe like 10 days ago, right in there. It might not have been 2 weeks, a little bit less than 2 weeks. But I just cut his lawn less than 2 weeks ago. And I'm out there putting out the trash tonight. He pulls up in his, what is that? A Sudan car he's got? What is that car he's got? It's like a little SUV. I don't know what it is. It's a little Rambler. Got the back seat. I don't know. But anyway, he pulls up an SUV. He's like, John, he says, can you do me a favor? I'm like, what's that? He's like, can you cut my grass? But I have to ask you something. You just cut it like 10 days, 12 days ago. He said, it's growing. I turned around and looked at him. I said, look, I only cut it. I don't grow it. I said, you got to ask the big guy. Talk to God about why it's growing so fast. Because it's like he's trying to tell me like I cut it the wrong way. First of all, if you're in Philadelphia or any place in Pennsylvania or any place on the East Coast, you know it's humid out. We've been getting a lot of rain. Grass is going to grow. This is why when people put you on schedule to cut your grass every 10 to 14 days, they come every 10 to 14 days because your grass is growing. So again, where was I going with that?
I don't know, but I'm going to say this. Just a couple of months ago, the grass wasn't growing at all.
Right.
Because it wasn't raining.
And
now we got all the rain. Like, we're getting April showers here in July.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you're seeing all this greenery. But before, your grass was dead.
But picture like, if you've ever seen them seed starters where you buy a tray with the little pods and you soak them in water and then you put the little seeds inside them. Then you put the plastic container over top of them. Basically what you bought is a miniature hothouse. That's the way it is out there every day. This man is going to complain to me because his grass is growing. It's like I told him, I only cut it, I don't make it grow. Gotta ask the big guy.
You can't, you can't win. It's either brown grass and then you complain about you don't have any grass, or now it's growing and now you're complaining because it's growing. You can't please everybody.
So this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. So we're going to get to this good video Ronnie been working on all for, 2 weeks?
Maybe.
Yeah. So we're going to get to this good video, but this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. My son said these words a long time ago, and they just ring in my ears. You can't be cheap and have somebody take care of your lawn. And to me, that's not even being cheap. Dude, we cut grass 2 times a month. Now, if I cut his grass 2 times a month and his grass was still a foot high, then I guess obviously I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes I think I don't know what I'm doing, but that's beside the point.
Alright.
Good thing we don't have a lot of customers that watch this video.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the video.
Enough grouching about it.
Okay, let's get to the video.
Okay, so we thought we'd do something a little interesting, a little bit fun, because a couple of people, like, we put out some feelers. Hey, what do you guys think would be a good topic or something like that? And some people have sent us some comments about, again, how you met. We've done that video. What's a day like in your lives? Just some questions about the type of people that we are. So we thought we'd switch it up a little bit and then see how well we know each other, a la the dating game, but we're married. So let's call it the married game. So we got about a few questions here, and we're going to let's throw the question out there, and then we're going to answer and see how well we know each other. So let's see how that pans out. Because John don't know me.
I know you.
He doesn't.
I do. Okay,
so let's start off with, let me see here. Okay, this is interesting. Where do you see yourselves living in an ideal world? That's a weird question, but yeah, where do you see yourself living in an ideal world? So we have to answer for each other. So in an ideal world, John's ideal world, it's out in the nowhere. It's either a desert, Bumble F, USA. Nobody around for not hundreds, but thousands of miles, just on a plane somewhere where he either put a tiny house or a trailer. No, I'm answering.
Okay.
Tiny house or a trailer, and that's it. And I told him, I said, if we do that, if one of us drop dead or one of us has a problem, Amber's not going to be able to get there. He don't care. No. That's John's ideal place to live. No, where's mine, dude? Where do you see yourself being in an ideal world?
Your ideal place
My
to live?
ideal place to live.
If I were to say I'm going to pick, Ronnie always likes beachfront, beaches, tropical places. I'm going to say I could see Ronnie on a beachfront, someplace, blue waters, white sands, waking up every day with the breeze blowing through the windows. Not a real humid place because she's a little bit of a sweaty bastard. You do get a little sweaty.
I don't care. I don't like you.
That's where I picture you. I picture you on a
humidity.
Beach. Yeah, a beach, cool breezes, low humidity. Yep, that's where.
So you'd have to find that. So where in the world would that be?
Well,
I've been there.
There's plenty of places you can. Well, the place where I would think you ain't been there, because I would think Bermuda.
I haven't been to Bermuda. I've been to Aruba, and Aruba was very nice. It was not humid. It was a lot of cool breezes because I think I forget whatever breeze it is they get. They're really close to the equator.
But you said a place, and not necessarily. I gave you a place, not necessarily a specific location.
Right, but there's not that many beaches or places where it's not humid or you're not going to sweat. I was there for a whole week and I sweat once. It was really
Bermuda
nice.
It's all in the same area, man.
Bermuda or no Aruba, nowhere
It's
near
Western Caribbeans.
Okay, once again, I got to get him a map.
And one of them global bowls.
Yeah. Okay, so next question.
Next question.
What's your partner's favorite TV show? Go ahead.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Let's see. What does Ronnie watch? I'm going to say Ronnie watches... I don't know. You always watch. She watches those. What is that one? Runway models. You watch them dress to impress. I watch this. We don't really agree too much on same TV shows. She likes these runway competition things and stuff like that. She's more reality TV.
Wrong. Favorite TV show, Star Trek. Now, I must admit, he's talking about.
70s, really
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I love the original Star Trek, TOS.
When's the last time you watched Star Trek?
The other night. What I'm saying is what he's trying to say is that I have what I like to call my guilty pleasures, and my guilty pleasure TV when I want to binge watch is like Project Runway.
That's what it's called, Project Runway. Runway models.
Yeah, the Housewives ones, but I like the Housewives of Atlanta or whatever, and things like that. So I'll binge watch shows like that, like Insecure and things like that. But if you're talking about a TV show that I really love, it would have to be Star Trek.
Right. So what do I really like?
John likes Curb Your Enthusiasm and Seinfeld.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Even though all he does is watch Fox News.
Favorite news, Fox News.
Fox News. All right. So, what foods does your partner like to cook? I'll go on that one. John likes to cook chicken.
I cook chicken.
He cooks chicken.
Cook chicken all the time.
Ways. Yes.
Yes, I like chicken.
So much so that he wants to open up a food truck, get a food truck, and that's his next adventure. Or one of his next adventures.
And what is the name going to be? How well do you
Finger clucking good?
No! Cluck you, chicken!
Oh, cluck you, chicken.
Yeah, that's all right.
See, now you put it out there. Somebody's going to steal your idea.
Somebody's stealing, I'm suing.
What's mine?
What's that? What's the next question?
Favorite thing that I like to cook?
Oh, favorite thing...
I really don't cook anymore, folks. I will be honest.
No, let me...
But when I do cook...
Let me think. I got to go back in the history realm there. Well, I'll tell you what. Now, Ronnie probably won't agree with this, but I'll tell you the first thing that she got me, because when Ronnie met me, I was eating like a lot of things that were made out of... Not made out of...
Cardboard?
Were in basically cardboard and tin. So I remember the first date we went on, we went to, I think it was Silver Lake. That was that lake up in Bristol.
Yeah.
And Ronnie had met...
No, that wasn't our first date.
No, that was our first date was up in Wichita. That was the first picnic we went on though. The first date was actually at Fridays, down where she lives. Then she had to come to me in this big orange dress. And then she said, "It wasn't orange, it was beige."
See, you should have... next video we're doing, I'm showing you this dress because I found it.
But I'm going to say your spinach dip, because Ronnie made this spinach dip, and I was never a big vegetable fruit eater. When I met her, she was like a fruit eater, a vegetable muncher. And she did this thing with spinach.
Vegan. Yeah.
Right.
It was a vegan spinach dip too.
Yeah, I don't care what your religion was. But she did this thing with it was spinach, and she put artichokes. I didn't even know what an artichoke was. I thought it was something that flew and you had to shoot it. But she did this thing with artichokes, and she did spinach. And I'll tell you what, I ate the shit out of that. That was really good.
Yeah, I make good. I make this spinach dip, y'all.
You ain't made it in a long time, I bet.
I know. Well, you know what? Go somewhere and get the stuff, and I'll make it.
It's out of the cabinet. Go into the kitchen.
What was
that thing from Star Trek where he used to say, when they remember in the beginning of Star Trek, was that where they used to say, "Go where no man has went before." The kitchen!
He's trying to be funny, you know, because I order my food now because I'm trying to stay on like a diabetic diet and stuff like that. So I have the ready-made foods and I just heat them up. So no, I'm really not in the kitchen cooking like I used to. And to tell you the truth, I really don't have the time nor energy to do it. So,
but no, you have to make that spinach dip again.
I may.
Why don't you do a video making
Why
that?
you guys let me know in the comments? Should I make Big Head over here since you got so much to say about it? Should I make him the spinach dip?
And should I film it?
No.
Showing you a secret recipe?
Next question.
Next one.
What's your favorite color?
That's putting her on the spot.
John's favorite color is... No!
What's my favorite color? Oh, go ahead.
John's favorite color is green.
Yep.
What's my favorite color? He don't know my favorite color. You know why he doesn't really know? Because I really don't have one.
Right.
I really don't.
So
I like a lot of colors.
I want to say blue.
I'll say blue's one of them, yeah. I mean, I really do. I wear a lot of different colors. I won't wear, like, red. Like, I would say red is definitely not my favorite color.
I don't like red.
The greens, blues, yeah, greens, blues, purple.
You know why I don't like red?
Purple.
Ask me why I don't like red.
Because your ex-wife wore some red pants or something.
See, that proves it.
I know him.
And you know why? Because it was St. Patrick's Day. She came down with these great big red sweatpants. And she said to me, I'm like, it's St. Patrick's Day. Why are you wearing red? And she says to me, she said, I'm not Irish, I'm Polish. So she said, I'm wearing red. Every time I see red makes me sick. So I'm glad Ronnie's favorite color is blue.
What did we say in the other video? The past is the past. Leave it there. It's there for a reason.
I still don't like red.
So, how we doing?
What's the next color?
Next question. How important is religion in your partner's life? I'll answer that for John. John's a Catholic, and if it's important, it's only important certain times of the year. I like to say, is he a practicing Catholic? Probably not. And he's told me, I don't know, what you told me I'm going to be in purgatory or something, because I'm going to be in purgatory.
Ronnie's going to be in the baker's chute.
Yeah, he said I'm going to be somewhere stuck. So I would. He didn't insist that I become Catholic, but he would have probably liked me to be. So he said we can go to the same place.
But
I don't believe that.
See, with religion, we did it as a family, just like voting. So when we voted as a family. We voted on all the voting days. We went as a family. So with religion, what we did is we went for Christmas, Easter. All the major holidays, and then we would go sometimes like once a month, a couple times a month in between. This was when my parents were up here and stuff like that. But my son is Catholic too, but again, he's not a reliable Catholic that I could go to church with. I won't go to church by myself. Am I religious? I would say yes, I am religious. Do I go to church? Probably not as much as what I should do, but that I don't think because you don't go to church that doesn't make you religious. Yeah, that just like to me, like I said, if I had somebody go, if Ronnie chooses not to go to a traditional church, she basically is probably what I would say is more spiritual, you know, like wind and birds and breezes. And herbs. Actually, Sean is into herbs.
Earth.
Oh, sorry.
The issue that I have, and you know, don't get me wrong, I don't knock anybody's religion. I really have a thing against organized religion and the hypocrisy behind the whole thing. When I was younger, I grew up in a Baptist family. My great-grandmother took me to church just about every Sunday with her. I didn't get baptized, but I went to church.
But she should be baptized. And if you think she should be baptized, put it in the comments.
Again, don't subscribe to organized religion. I just think there really is too much. Hold on, John's getting a question or phone call.
It's Ronnie's mom. Hello.
That's your mom.
Oh, that's my mom. Hey, you're in the video. What do you got to say?
obviously nothing.
Hello? Hey, let me give you a call back. Okay, goodbye. No, it's my mom, not Ronnie's mom.
No. And besides, you should have known because you got Esther coming up when my mom calls.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I thought that was kind of cute.
All right, so back to the questions.
Okay, so where are we going with the questions?
So no, I don't subscribe to organized religion because I just think it's a lot of hypocrisy around it. People say, oh yeah, I believe in God, and those are the people out there that are doing the worst. So to me,
not all of them.
Most are.
No.
And a lot are.
Not all.
Let me put it to you. It's never all or nothing, but it's enough of them that turns me off with the whole thing. Because, like, how can you stand and say, yes, I believe in God and whatever God's for, and then you're doing the worst to people and family and friends and all this other kind of stuff? Just don't preach to me about that stuff.
We'll cut this section out.
What gets on my nerves. Okay, so no, I think I'm more spiritual than, put me in sitting in a pew every Sunday, listening to someone, spew forth their, rhetoric or whatever, or what they believe in, and then turn around and go out and you got 5 different women on the side or something like that, and you're preaching about being holier than thou. So that's my whole thing with that, and that's kind of what turned me off about it. I would like to go somewhere and just be spiritual, or with people who are, very innocent and just new, and and don't care what people think, don't care about how you're dressed. You can't go into a Baptist church without being dressed to the nines. Why do you have, are you supposed to come as you are? So don't get me started.
Did you say nude? You want to come as people being nude?
I said new. It's something
That's a beach.
New age
New
or
Jersey.
whatever. Next question.
So wait a minute. So just to, and I'm not going to say Ronnie tries to put a bigger group of people, but I do understand what she's saying, because this is a prime example when I was talking about my grandfather in another video. Now, my grandfather, he was a practicing Catholic. He went to basically church every week. Every Sunday he was there. He was there for Ash Wednesday, all the holy holidays. Now, my grandfather, he was married to my grandmother for years, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. He cheated on my grandmother the majority of their marriage. His family basically knew his girlfriend, because for holidays and stuff, they wouldn't have my grandmother over. They basically had his girlfriend over. And when my grandfather passed away, my dad actually found receipts that he was paying for his daughter, because he had a daughter outside of the family, for a daughter that he had, what do they call that, wedlock? Out of wedlock. He had a daughter that he basically paid her college for. Now, let me tell you something about my grandfather. Not to get off the thing.
You are getting off.
But let me tell you something about my grandfather. He turned around, and I was, I guess, probably about around 14. He said, this is why me and my grandfather, I'm not giving out hugs to him. He said to me years ago, and I never asked him for a dime or anything like that. He says, oh, John, when you're ready to get a car, let me know. He says, I'm going to help you buy it. So, my dad basically, he had a lot of bills and stuff. But my dad says, well, if he's going to give you money, he says, I'm going to give you something toward it too, so you'd be able to buy it. I was coming home from school one day. I found a 1978 Pinto, and it had the same markings as Starsky and Hutch's car, bright red with the big white stripes down. I love this car. Ronnie can kind of associate with it.
Why was that on a Pinto? They had drove a Gran Torino.
Yeah, but they made it a shorter car, but it had the same paint job on it.
Somebody wished that they had.
And Ronnie can associate with this because her dad drove Pintos.
My dad drove whatever cars his girlfriend had.
I seen this car and I fell in love with it. I'm trying to think. I think it was like 2,400. I think I had like 800 saved or 600 saved in the bank. My dad was going to give me another 6 or 8, so we had around, what is that, like 1,600. So all I needed was 1,000 for my grandfather to get this thing. And that was tags out the door. And so I called my grandfather. So I found a car. I said, this is what we have. We only need 1,000. My grandfather turned around and be like, oh, I don't have it. That's why you get no respect. Because first of all, if you're going to do that to a kid, you don't tell a kid, "Oh, I'm going to take care. I'll buy it for you. Just find it." I wasn't even asking him to buy it. He was going to give me $1,000. He's like, "Oh, I don't have no money." He couldn't give me $100 toward that car. You cheap bastard. That's my feeling on that. Sorry about that. So let's go on with the video.
Next question. Were your parents supportive of your dreams and goals? I'm going to answer that. I want to answer that question, John. And this is just my opinion. Maybe when he was younger, probably not. Because I always tell John, like, John has a whole bunch of irons in the fire. He's always coming up with these ideas about starting new businesses. He's ran 2-3 successful businesses, some at the same time. And I think his niche is he's really great at marketing. I told him, I said, you missed your calling. You should have been in marketing because you really know how to market what it is you want to do and sell yourself. And that's all you have to do, especially when you're running your own business. He has like an innate flair for that. And I told him, I said, you totally missed your calling. You should have been in marketing. And maybe if his parents had maybe saw that in him or maybe pushed him toward that, he maybe could have went to school for that or did something along those lines. But firmly, everything happens for a reason. So he's kind of doing it now. But I do think that his dad, that's why I say I don't think that they didn't support him. I just think that when he was younger, they probably didn't push him and taking advantage of what his innate ability was. But definitely when he got older and he wanted to start his own business, his father was there for him 100%. And gave him the startup money to start his own business, which I think is great. So he saw where this is what he wanted to do, and he believed in him, and he gave him the money to do it. And I think that's great. I think all parents should be that way.
And I think his thing was he was basically doing it not for any particular business, but just for me to be able to get out on my own.
Right.
And I think that so I would say yes. So what would you say?
No, well, you're supposed to answer the question for me.
Oh, I got to answer the question. I would say, knowing Ronnie's mom, I would say yes. I think she was very supportive because, like, I know my conversations with Ronnie's mom, she would tell me, like, when Ronnie was going to school and stuff like that and then Ronnie would tell me different things about, things that her mom sacrificed so she could, go to college and do different things and, when she was growing up. So I would say 100%.
And that's true, 100%. My mom was always on my corner no matter what I wanted to do. Like John said, she sacrificed a lot. She worked, sometimes 2 jobs. She worked overnight. She did whatever it was that needed to be done. She went without so I would have. So yeah, my mom was very, very supportive of anything I wanted to do. And that's why.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, okay. We're not keeping track of how many questions we.
Okay, so where you at now?
All right, so I think we have. Let me see what we got here. Ooh, okay. So people want to get spicy.
Sex questions.
They want to have like sexy questions. So, this is actually a good one. All right, because some people went like overboard. So I'm not even gonna get into some of these questions because y'all don't need to know. How adventurous is your partner in the bedroom? That could be kind of PG. So how adventurous is your partner in the bedroom?
What? Oh, you want me to answer?
Well, you got to answer for me, babe.
Oh, I thought you were going first. Okay. I'm going to say she's spicy. Very spicy. Now you gotta imagine this. I went from Mary Tyler Moore cold fish to a dominatrix. I would say she was very spicy. Like I said, just me, but like I said, I'm gonna say I would put on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going 8.5. Maybe 10. I'm trying to look at what's on that camera out there. What is that out there? See it? Where? See it right there in the second frame? Oh, that's a TV. Looked like a diamond for a while.
Oh.
It was a ghost. Oh, anyway.
That's why I hate to have the cameras, because John's always looking at the cameras outside.
I always see something moving around.
How adventurous? I would have to agree with that. You know, I am very adventurous. John, I have to agree with what he said. He has become very. Because I'm just gonna put it out there. He has become very adventurous from things that I have
since he divorced his ex.
from things that I have showed him. But I have to say, he was very vanilla, you know, with some of the things that, you know, that he was into or.
But let me ask you
to.
something. Let me ask you something now. Where was I in that realm between when I was going through my divorce and when you first met?
Well, he was crazy.
I was,
you know, he
was
went,
in the danger zone.
He was in the danger. I told him, I said, you were so lucky that I came along, because John would have been one of the ones that would have been caught with
a what?
A transsexual. He would have
Eddie
been,
Murphy.
He would have been. John would have been caught. He would have been so out
Would
there.
Eddie Murphy say party all the time?
Like that.
Party all
like,
the time.
Do you think this is a man, or do you think this is a woman? He would have been so cool.
No, we did that with Jerry Springer when they used to have them on there. And
well,
they'd be
yeah,
like,
but I'm saying it was
woman
like
or man?
Yeah, but I'm saying I guess I don't want to say inexperienced, but
She don't think I can tell the difference between a woman and a man. I can tell.
That's not true. I'm just saying, you know, my baby was, you know, out there for a while, and you know, I like to think that I taught him some things. So now I would say that we're both adventurous.
Thank you, Mom.
How this is a better one. How does your partner define romance?
You want me to go first?
Yes, please.
Ronnie doesn't like. Ronnie looks at the smaller things. I like to think like she like little things, like when we would go out, like if we stopped at the vegetable store, I get her some flowers and little things like that. Stuff. See, my ex was always, I'd always go back to Valentine's Day years ago. She always wanted jewelry. Now see, Ronnie's not like that. Ronnie's like if you bring Ronnie home like a pet stone, she would be like, that's wonderful. You know, like little things where, like my ex was like, I brought her home, I think it was a necklace one time. It was black onyx. She made me go back Valentine's Day night because the mall was still open and exchange it for a ring. Bitch! Ronnie's like I can get, like for Valentine's Day, I can give Ronnie a box of candy. I can give her flowers. I give her balloons. Like for her birthday every year, I would give her balloons, and I would give her other stuff. But she would just get like a kick out of like, and I could see her face. I'd bring in like 10 balloons and just drop them in their office, and they'd be floating all over. Woo!
That's true. So to piggyback on that, yeah, that's how John defines romance. It's the little things he will come in. Like there's you can't see it in this. There's a cup up there. I think that's Valentine's Day. There's a cup up there that he got me, and it's got like a little, what's that, a little bear or something?
Yeah, it's a gnome.
Okay, so yeah, he got me this year for Valentine's Day. He just came in with it, and it's got a little gnome in it. It says I love you. Little things like that. He is so on point with that, because that's how I am. It's the little things. It's not always like, oh, bring me, you know, I want this, I want jewelry, I want that. I really don't. If you get me a card, I would be happy. If it's one flower, he's coming like with just one rose and a little I don't know, something he put water in and set it on my desk. It's little things like that. That to me, that's romantic. And, you know, saying, because I don't think there's not a day that goes by that he doesn't tell me he loves me. That's the stuff that really is, you know, true and dear to my heart, because, you know, that's how, you know, that's what I think of when I think of John. It's just like the little things. It doesn't always have to be grandiose gestures and all that kind of stuff. It's just really the little things. That's the type of person I am. and how you define your romance, and John is very good at that. So.
And I brought her home a frog one day from somebody's lawn and gave it to her. Set up a little terrarium in her office, and she killed it. Oh, sorry, wasn't supposed to say that. Okay, moving on. What's the next question?
Well, that was the last question. But I'm just saying.
Frog killer!
Look, you don't want to talk. We don't want to go down the road of all the animals you didn't kill, John. Yeah. So let's not even go there.
That's the French side in you, because they eat the frog legs.
All right, so you tell us, how good did we do on these questions? I think we did pretty good. It was only one question I think that John got wrong. So I think after how many years of marriage?
22! 24. 16. 14 and a half. 12 or 2. Somewhere in between.
Yeah. After all these years being married, I think that's pretty good. How well we actually know each other.
You close it out with that 70s song. Still the one, we're having fun. Still the one, you know we're number one. 'Cause we're still the ones.
That's another thing he does. He does not get songs right at all.
That's a good song.
He can't sing a song.
They won't monetize it because nobody knows what the song was.
No, that's exactly right. Nobody knows what the song is. So if you know what the song is, comment. Like and subscribe. But so I think we're pretty good. Let us know how you like this video, and we're gonna keep them coming. So
keep them coming.
What do we say?
Like, share, and subscribe. Oops.
He's dropping
that was your pet rock.
Things on the floor.
Like, share, and subscribe. God bless you all. Have a good night.
Peace and love. Bye, folks. And Schultz is over here, but we can't really get him in there.
Want me to pick him up?
Yeah. No, you can. Hold on. Oh, you're gonna see his legs. There's Schultz. Hey, Schultz.
Put that back up. It shows my big belly.
All right.
That's better, Brownie's big head. That's okay.
See you, folks. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.